Well, hello guys. Welcome back. Had a weird dream this morning. It was really strange. All I know is that I think it was Loki carrying me into somewhere, only he didn't look like he normally looks. He was wearing a white suit, and I think he had short red hair like another god I'm thinking of, and like short curly red hair. And he had on this fine white suit, and he was carrying me into somewhere, and I was like kind of like curled up, like I was a human, but I was like kind of like curled up, like I did not like the idea where we were going. And he either took me into like a church basement or somewhere else, and there was this stuff there, and at first I thought I'd gotten there alone, but then I remember being carried in. And you know, me no likey, I did not like being in there. It was like I could have anything I wanted in this church basement. It was like kind of like a rummage sale, I think. But, and I knew I should be there. I knew I could have anything I wanted. But it's like a church rummage sale. Why? Like, what was the significance? It couldn't be like Sephora or something? Like, seriously? Yeah, you know, it couldn't be like somewhere where you would be like, ah, wealth and luxury. It was a church rummage sale. And I'm like, okay. I don't understand. And there were like things on the tables that I swear it was like really old pipes, like, you know, like water pipes, and not like water pipes for bongs. I mean like pipes that your water runs through, and like other weird stuff. And I'm like, what? I'm supposed to go into sewage repair? Or what's going on here? It was weird stuff. It was like a rummage sale, but it was stuff no one would even want, and yet somehow it was useful. I'm totally mystified on that one. I was even asking him what it meant, and it felt like he was trying to have me forget the dream on purpose, but that is what stayed with me. Coffee. Good coffee. This lipstick don't taste bad either. Yeah, my lipstick came in. Da, da, da. I got 3 tubes of the black because I'm like, I will have black. Anytime I need to go through a black phase or I want like black liner, I will have it. Unfortunately, it wasn't clicking on me that it's a tube. It's a gloss and not a, stick gloss. It's like the kind you apply with the wand, and I hate those because with the tremors and the poor eyesight, it's like, I hope my lipstick looks okay. I hope I vaguely did it right. And with a color like black, you really have to go like really back. If you've ever seen Kiss apply their black lipstick, you have to really go back. And I don't know if I went back far enough because I'm like, I don't know what's actually in this lipstick. So yeah, but I think it's nice. It feels nice on. I don't think it's drying out my lips because I had read some reviews that dries out your lips, but it doesn't seem so far like it's doing anything bad. And there's like a blue and a gray and I think like a deep like red coming out. So those are coming out too. So it's, I know it means something that it arrived after the dream, but I'm like, I'll be darned if I could tell you what it meant, because I tried to do like a little unboxing, like the little bag, and it wasn't working. So I figured I would put it on. And I have been kind of scattered and kind of depressed because like the people on the other channel were like, you have to stay, you have to. And I'm like, you're not hearing me. I appreciate the ones that want you to stay, that miss seeing you play games. I appreciate those people, but the people that just don't want to hear what you're actually saying and want to hear what they want to happen, those are the people that really stress me out and why I can't go back. I mean, yeah, I could start blocking people, but it's like after a while, then you're like so agitated, and anytime somebody sneezes, you're blocking people. It's like, no. Unless I would really want to play a game at this point, and I don't, because someone said, did you see Scott's site? And he changed stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I really don't care, because once I emotionally distanced myself from it, and then I went back in and I looked at them, I'm like, how did I even like this game? I can do that. I can like totally turn off, like be emotionally invested forever and ever and evers But then I can totally turn it off. And yes, I know I see Freddy back here looking really hopefully into the camera. I still love the characters, but it's like, it's just so overdone. And he announced like there's new games and that coming out by other people, maybe that he'll like maybe sell the ability to do it to like a team of people. And I'm like, I don't care. I can't sit in one place anymore and like fight with these things. And like I said, anytime you turn around, you're getting 5 or 6 record companies claiming to own the music in the game. And it's like, there must be an awful lot of developers just stealing music. I could see that if it was a Game Jolt game. But like in AAA games, they're doing it. They're like making these claims. At least they're not striking me, but at the same time, it's like, then I lose all my money. Because if you contest it and you lose, that's not good for you. Then you're like, I think they put you in some kind of watch list because you're obviously a thief. And it's like, well, I've been trying to think of something to do for that channel that is not video games, and I can't think of anything. I mean, if I could do something that wasn't going to get demonetized every time I did it, that's actually a fully functioning channel, kind of, I would do that. But they're really picky as crap now about what they monetize. Like on this channel too, they were doing it to me like, this isn't suitable for most advertisers. And it wasn't even anything I swore in. It's like, I sit here in front of the camera every day. How are you choosing, what to monetize and what not to? So it's been strange. And I've been struggling with this camera because everything else comes out right on this camera except for the color of my hair. It's a really vibrant purple if I look at it in the the mirror in the other room, and it's red if I go outside, but if I sit here, to me it looks brown. It looks brown with like the biggest hint of red, like I didn't even color it. And there's been storms today, and it's Thursday, so happy Thursday. But yeah, I will get back into things. I've just been like really emotionally exhausted because that's hard to get like monetized and then have it taken away. But, the Greek gods have been stepping up, and I know some people are probably like, that proves you don't know the Norse gods. You're working with the Greek gods too, but they've been stepping up and helping, and usually Loki's been happy about it, but every so often he goes into snappy defensive territorial fox mode, and it's like, Loki, you're the one that said I had to honor my promises. My human. Mine. And he talks like it too. It's like, I'm your what now? My human. Mine. My territory. Oh, fine. Be territorial. He'll threaten stuff, really immature stuff I won't even say. And I'll just look at him and I'll say, you're one strange god. And he'll get like really offended. I usually don't say that to his face. Because the thing from the Bible about beware of strange gods. I'll say, you're the strange god I was always warned about. And he'll get this look on his face and not like it at all. But seriously, what I've been asking him is, I grew up in the church, obviously, and I said, who was I talking to? And I think we've discussed this before, and I will sometimes get answers and it won't feel right. Because, I just had so much pity for Jehovah and for Jesus and everyone. Because for a country that claims to be a Christian country, money matters more than our children, and that's not right. Guns made for one thing, made for killing people, matter more than our children, and that's not right. I'm not here to tell Christians what to do with the religion, obviously, but, he's called the Prince of Peace, and thou shalt not kill, and to turn your swords into plowshares, and stuff like that. It's like, it's really funny. They talk this peaceful talk, but they're the first people that'll kill you too in some circumstances. And I'm not saying all Christians. I'm not aware of what religion, if any, this young person had. But they're supposedly Christian lawmakers that are letting this go on because they worship money more than anything else. They don't really give a crap that it's guns. It could be kittens. It could be hot dogs. It could be anything else except for porn, because apparently porn's bad for you. Okay. I'm like, nobody's ever watched porn and gone out and like killed 20 people, but what else? I'm not going to get into the debate with you because I did do sociology and I did do psychology in college. I'm not going to get into the debate of does stimulation is stimulation causation, because you could argue that both ways till the end of time. I think disturbed individuals are going to go out and do whatever they want. In ancient times, we had all these bad people with us, and we still have them today. And it's like, well, you couldn't blame in the ancient times, you couldn't blame stuff, like the media we have today. So what did they blame back then? And it's been a lot, and I'm kind of tired, I guess, of seeing people give lip service to their religion and claim they're part of their religion. And, then guns are more important than their children. And I'm like, I might have left Catholicism, but that's not the God we were taught about. In fact, our priest was close to being excommunicated. He was actually decent. He never touched anybody, but he talked about a God of love, and the church didn't like that. So, yeah, he talked about a God of love. He talked about a God understanding people, and he called BS on a lot of the stories we were taught as Catholics, about like Jesus standing up in the crib as a little baby and giving a lecture and holding the hands like this and, giving the divine wisdom. And he looked at us and he said, "Do you really believe a baby sat up and spoke?" And I don't know what his ideas were in Immaculate Conception, but I think he thought it was like a rather stupid idea, because if you're Catholic, Mary is actually the Immaculate Conception. She was try not to think about this at night, but she was conceived immaculately so that there would be a clean vessel, because this is a God that, does not like sex. And so she was a clean vessel, and then she was used to bring another child out that, just don't think about that part too hard, because it was all the same father. Just don't. Try not to think of that too hard. It's like, because we would ask questions. We wanted to know. We were like, well, how did God get Mary pregnant? It was Saint Michael. It was this. It was because you wouldn't want the mother and the son conceived. You'd get a kind of stupid baby. That's why we don't have inbreeding. It's not so much it's terrible, it's you would have stupid, genetically traumatized children. So it's been weird, because that was like something that bothered us in the church, and of course the church had no answers for that. And and again, I'm not saying that so that people watching it are still devout Catholics are like, you're horrible. Those were some of the questions we had. And we had a priest that was cool enough to have meetings with us and try to answer our questions, and because we didn't understand, and he did not believe in that 2,000-year-old tradition of shut up and believe what you're told. He believed in us asking questions like academics, and and this was like just a group of lay people. It wasn't like we were going to seminary or anything, but he believed it was better to have an informed faith and to think about the stories, and to think that maybe the stories didn't matter because they were written so much after, and that you couldn't take the Gospels as gospel. It was just, parables and stories. And, maybe we have to look at our own stories the same way and look at them as parables and stories. And, just as most people aren't going to go look for an actual ark, we don't have to look for an actual cave system, and so forth and so on. So it's been interesting, and it was interesting that Loki used a church basement and kind of took me in there and tossed me in there, and I was like looking all around at this stuff that I could like have, because it was good and useful, but it looked like other junk too. I mean, I guess it could be useful in the right circumstances, but I don't know. I have no idea what that means. I don't think that was his commentary on like the church or anything else, even though he isn't fond of any institution that devalues women or tells people what to do or much anything else. But it was interesting. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. I can like hear the unsubs, because I knew it would be kind of like a touchy subject, but I was like, well, might as well talk about it, because when you hold stuff in, that's not good. So I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.